Okay, so ready to hit the pause button on the everyday craziness for a bit?
Always a good idea.
Today we're going to do a deep dive into gratitude.
Love it.
Yeah, and we're going to be looking at how it can transform those ordinary moments. You know, the ones that we kind of just let slip by in something really extraordinary.
Right.
And for this deep dive, we're going to be taking a look at episode #11 from Pasted Text,
Okay.
which is titled Gratitude is Everything.
Catchy.
It is catchy.
Yeah.
So I think something that's always kind of struck me about gratitude is that we so often just think of it as like a feeling.
Right.
Just like, oh, I feel grateful.
Yeah.
But what's really fascinating here is that it's so much more than that.
Yeah.
It's an active choice that we can make.
Mm.
And it has some really powerful implications for our well-being.
You know, I've always thought of gratitude as kind of like a fluffy concept. A little bit, but the more I kind of dig into it, the more I realize it's actually really deeply rooted in science.
Exactly.
And it's about that conscious effort to recognize and appreciate the good things in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to be these big, huge things.
Right.
You know, it could be the smallest little things.
Yeah.
And this shift in our focus, just sort of changing how we look at things, it can have a remarkable impact on how we feel, on our outlook on life.
And this isn't about ignoring the negative stuff. Right?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
It's not about pretending that everything's perfect.
Right.
It's about choosing to acknowledge the positive, even when things might be a little rough.
Right.
You know, even amidst challenges, there are always things to be grateful for.
Yeah, definitely.
And the source material highlights a story about a woman named Sarah. And Sarah was really struggling with stress and anxiety.
Okay.
And by just incorporating these really small acts of gratitude into her routine, she actually saw a noticeable reduction in her stress levels.
Wow.
Like just simple things like writing thank you notes or expressing appreciation to people around her.
It's amazing how powerful even the smallest things can be sometimes.
Right.
Yeah. I know I personally can get really bogged down in the day-to-day.
Of course.
But it's these small moments, these moments of oh, wait, this is good. This is good right now.
Yes.
That can really make a difference.
And those moments are always there.
Yeah.
We just have to look for them.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've talked about the mental well-being benefits, but it seems like the benefits of gratitude go even beyond that.
They absolutely do.
Yeah.
The research has shown that gratitude can even improve things like sleep quality,
Really?
lower blood pressure, and even give your immune system a boost.
It's incredible to think that something as, I don't know, as simple as gratitude can have such a powerful effect on our physical health.
Right.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
It is.
And, you know, it doesn't stop there. There's also a big social impact as well.
Okay.
Gratitude can strengthen our relationships.
Okay.
It fosters empathy, helps us connect with other people.
So it's not just about us feeling better individually.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's about building those stronger connections with the people around us.
Right. So kind of spreads out.
It creates a ripple effect.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
And it impacts our communities and the people around us.
Exactly.
Okay. I love that. So all of this sounds absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
But I'm sure listeners are like, okay, but how do we actually do this?
Right.
Is it just about saying thank you more?
Well, that's definitely a great start.
Okay.
Expressing gratitude is really crucial, but it's just one piece of the puzzle.
Okay.
The source material outlines 3 practical techniques that we can kind of weave into our daily lives.
Okay. Love that.
And they are a gratitude journal,
Okay.
gratitude meditation,
Okay.
and a gratitude jar.
Love it. Okay, let's start with the gratitude journal. I've personally dabbled in this myself.
Yeah.
But I would love to hear your take on why this is such a good tool.
Yeah, well, the gratitude journal is a classic for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
It's simple yet powerful, right?
Right.
And the idea is that you just take a few minutes each day to jot down 3 things that you're grateful for.
Okay.
And these could be big things or small things.
Right.
It could be, I had a delicious meal today.
Mm-hmm.
I have a supportive friend.
Yeah.
I had a moment of peace
Yeah.
in this otherwise chaotic day.
Right.
Anything.
It's kind of like taking stock.
Exactly.
What?
Of all the good. And the key, I think, is to be specific.
Right.
Don't just list things off.
Right.
Really take the time to savor those moments,
Mm.
appreciate why you're grateful for each one.
Yeah, because I think it's really easy to just be like, oh, my family, my house, my job, like
No,
X.
right,
But
exactly.
to really think about, well, why am I grateful for these things?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because when you focus on the positive,
Mm.
you're actually training your brain to notice and appreciate those good things.
Hmm.
And over time, that can lead to a more optimistic outlook on life.
I love that.
Yeah.
So speaking of training our brains,
Yes.
let's move on to gratitude meditation. I'll admit, I'm a bit of a meditation newbie.
Yeah.
But I'm really intrigued by this idea of gratitude meditation.
Yeah, it's a powerful tool for cultivating a sense of appreciation.
Okay.
Um, and it's pretty simple. You find a quiet space,
Hmm.
you focus on your breath,
Okay.
and you just bring to mind things that you're grateful for.
So it's kind of like creating space for those feelings to really like surface.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And to really kind of sink in.
Yeah.
And the beauty of it is, it doesn't require a lot of time.
Right.
It doesn't require you to be an expert in meditation.
Right.
Even just a few minutes a day can make a real difference.
I think we all have a few minutes.
Right.
Yeah, we can find those. I think in our, busy go lives, we often just forget to slow down and appreciate those simpler
It's
things.
so true.
And meditation seems like a really great way to counter that.
Yeah, it encourages us to be present,
Mm-hmm.
to savor the moment,
Yeah.
and to really notice the extraordinary and the ordinary, which I think is something we'll talk about a little bit
I
later.
love that. Okay, so we've got gratitude journal, gratitude meditation,
Mhm.
and then the source material also mentions the gratitude jar, which sounds like a fun and visual way to practice gratitude.
It is. The
Yeah.
gratitude jar is a wonderful way to collect and visualize your gratitude.
Okay.
And it's simple. You just write down things you're grateful for on slips of paper, little notes,
Okay.
and you drop them in a jar.
Mm.
And then whenever you're feeling down or you need a little boost,
Yeah.
you can pull out a few notes and reread them.
That's a great idea. It's kind of like creating your own personal collection of happy memories.
Exactly.
Right.
It's a tangible reminder of all the good in our lives.
Okay, so we've talked about cultivating gratitude within ourselves,
Hmm.
but what about expressing gratitude to others?
Oh, that's huge.
Yeah.
That's so important.
Yeah.
Because that's when it really starts to kind of spread.
Right.
When we express our gratitude to other people,
Mm-hmm.
it strengthens relationships.
Okay.
It creates this positive ripple effect that we were talking about.
Okay.
So it's all about acknowledging and appreciating those people who make a difference in our lives.
Yeah, absolutely. So the source material suggests 3 main ways to express gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you notes,
Yes.
verbal acknowledgement,
Mm-hmm.
and acts of kindness.
Absolutely.
I gotta say, I think, especially in like our digital age right now,
Mm-hmm.
a handwritten thank you note feels so special.
It does.
Yeah,
It really does. And that's because it's a tangible expression of your appreciation.
right,
It takes time. It takes effort.
right.
And that really conveys sincerity and thoughtfulness.
Yeah, it's not just like a quick text or something like that.
Right. Exactly.
Cool.
And sometimes just a simple thank you can really brighten someone's day.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
We often underestimate the power of words.
Yeah, we do.
Just taking a moment to verbally acknowledge someone's kindness,
Yeah,
their effort, it can make them feel valued and appreciated.
absolutely. And then we have those acts of kindness
Yeah,
because sometimes actions speak louder than words.
they really do.
Yeah.
And helping someone out, offering a compliment,
Right.
giving a small gift.
Mm-hmm.
These are all ways to demonstrate gratitude in a very tangible way.
Right.
It goes beyond words.
Yeah.
It's like, I appreciate you so much.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here. We've talked about the science behind gratitude, practical techniques, and ways to express gratitude to others. But life isn't always, sunshine and roses.
Right.
What about when we face challenges?
Right.
Does gratitude still have a place then?
That's actually where the true power of gratitude really shines.
Mhm.
It's not about denying hardship or pretending that everything is okay.
Right.
It's about finding those silver linings, reframing challenges, and using gratitude as a lens to help us navigate those difficult situations.
So instead of dwelling on the negative, we kind of look for the lessons, the opportunities for growth.
Exactly. It's like we're shifting our perspective.
Okay.
Instead of focusing on what's wrong, we're choosing to focus on what we can learn from this.
Right.
How can this challenge actually make me stronger?
Right. Yeah. So even in the middle of challenges, we can still find reasons to be grateful.
Absolutely.
Okay.
In fact, the source material mentions this really interesting study where participants were asked to write about a traumatic experience.
Mm.
And the people who focused on what they learned or what they gained from that experience,
Okay.
even if it was painful, they actually showed greater emotional well-being
Wow. Okay.
compared to those who just kind of recounted the events.
Yeah.
So it suggests that even in the face of trauma, gratitude can be a really powerful tool
Yeah.
for healing and growth.
That's pretty powerful.
It is. It's about reframing those experiences, looking for those silver linings,
Mm-hmm.
and appreciating the strength and resilience that we have inside of us.
I think it is so easy to get caught up in the negative,
Of course.
especially when things are tough.
Yeah.
But this really reminds us that we actually have the power to choose how we perceive things,
Yes.
how we respond.
We always have a choice.
And by choosing gratitude,
Hmm.
we kind of open ourselves up to new possibilities,
Actually,
new ways of coping.
New perspectives.
Yeah. Yeah, and this actually ties back to the concept of seeing the extraordinary in the ordinary,
Right.
which the source material really emphasizes. It's
Mhm.
about appreciating those small things, the everyday moments that we often take for granted.
I'm thinking back to Sarah's story again.
Mm-hmm.
And, it wasn't some big grand gesture.
Right.
It was the simple act of writing thank you notes,
Exactly.
expressing appreciation to the people around her.
The little things.
Yeah.
That made a huge difference.
And so powerful, right?
Right.
So how do we actually, how do we cultivate this ability
Yeah.
to see the extraordinary in the ordinary?
That's the question.
It sounds like a skill.
It is.
That takes practice.
It definitely does. And the source material suggests mindfulness as a key practice here.
Okay.
So it's about paying attention to the present moment,
Right.
noticing those little details,
Okay.
appreciating the simple things.
I can see how that ties in with gratitude.
Right.
When we slow down,
Mm-hmm.
we really pay attention.
We become more aware
Yeah.
of all the good things that are already present in our lives.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's about savoring that cup of coffee,
Right.
appreciating the warmth of the sun on your skin,
Yeah.
noticing the beauty of nature.
Finding those little moments of awe and wonder in the everyday.
Yeah.
So it's like you're retraining your brain
Yep.
to focus on the positives, to focus on the things that bring us joy,
Yeah.
even if they seem small
Right.
or insignificant at first glance.
Yeah, and the more we practice it, the more it just becomes natural.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like building a muscle.
Okay.
The more we exercise that gratitude muscle, the stronger it becomes.
I love that analogy. And the source material also talks about celebrating those small wins,
Yes,
which I think is so important.
it is.
It's so easy to get caught up in striving for these big goals,
Mm-hmm.
but it's those little victories along the way
Yeah.
that really keep us motivated,
Keep us going.
keep us inspired.
Absolutely. It's
Yeah.
about acknowledging our progress,
Right.
no matter how small it might seem.
So it could be finishing a task,
Mm-hmm.
making progress on a project,
Yeah.
sticking to a healthy habit.
Absolutely.
Right.
It's about giving ourselves credit for the effort
Yeah.
we're putting in,
Mm-hmm.
recognizing that every step forward
Yeah.
is a reason to celebrate.
Yes.
And by celebrating those small wins,
Mm-hmm.
we're actually reinforcing those positive behaviors.
Right.
And we're creating a sense of momentum
Yeah.
that propels us forward.
So it's not just about feeling grateful for the things that happen to us.
Right.
It's about recognizing our own efforts,
Yes.
our own accomplishments.
Our own strengths.
Yeah, I think that's a really important point, especially in a world that often emphasizes self-criticism,
Yes.
comparison to others.
It's so easy to fall into that trap
yeah.
of comparing ourselves to other people.
Mm-hmm.
But gratitude is the antidote to that.
Okay.
It shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have,
Right.
for what we haven't accomplished to what we have achieved.
It's about recognizing our own worth
Yes,
and celebrating our own unique journey.
exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And when we do that, we cultivate this sense of inner peace and contentment.
Yeah.
That radiates outward.
Right.
It impacts our relationships, our interactions with the world.
This has been, wow, such an insightful conversation about gratitude.
It has.
I'm already feeling really inspired
Good.
to incorporate these practices into my own life.
I'm glad to hear that. It's a journey.
Yeah.
Like any journey, it takes time and effort.
Right.
But the rewards are definitely worth it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And as we've been talking about, it's not about reaching this perfect state
Right.
of constant gratitude.
It's not about being grateful all the time.
Yeah, it's about that conscious effort.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
about making that conscious effort to cultivate appreciation,
Right.
even amidst those challenges and setbacks that we all face.
It's about finding the good.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's about embracing the full spectrum of human experience,
Mm.
the good and the bad,
Mm-hmm.
and finding those moments of gratitude
Yeah.
that illuminate our path.
Love that. Okay, so as we're wrapping up this deep dive into gratitude,
Hmm.
do you have any final thoughts
I
or
do.
takeaways for our listeners?
I think it really boils down to this. Gratitude is a practice.
Okay.
It's not a destination.
Hmm.
It's not something you arrive at and then you're done.
Right.
It's about it's about weaving those threads of appreciation into everything we do.
Okay.
Noticing the good, acknowledging our strengths, and expressing that gratitude to others.
Yeah, I love that. It's been an amazing deep dive into gratitude is everything.
It has.
I don't know about you, but I'm feeling really energized
Yeah.
and ready to embrace a little more gratitude in my own life.
It's contagious, isn't it?
It is. It is. So I think it's really clear that gratitude is more than just a feeling.
Oh, absolutely.
It's this powerful tool for enhancing our well-being,
Hmm?
for strengthening our relationships,
Hmm.
and for navigating, all of life's ups and downs,
All of them.
all of them. So why don't we take a minute and just kind of recap some of the key takeaways from this deep dive?
Sure.
Um, so we learned that gratitude is an active choice.
Yes.
It's a conscious decision to focus on the good,
Mm.
even when things are tough.
Even when things are tough.
And the benefits, I mean, they're remarkable.
Yeah.
Reduced stress,
Mm.
improved health,
Yep.
stronger relationships,
Absolutely.
and a greater sense of resilience.
And it all starts with that choice.
Yeah. And we also talked about some practical techniques for cultivating gratitude.
Nice.
Things like gratitude journaling,
Mm-hmm.
gratitude meditation, and
Yeah.
even creating a gratitude jar.
The gratitude jar, I love that one.
It's a good one,
It
right?
is.
And they're all, they're all very simple, but they're powerful. They're
Mhm.
great ways to weave in a little bit more appreciation into our everyday lives.
And don't wait for those big occasions to feel grateful.
Right.
Embrace those small joys, the everyday moments,
Right.
and celebrate those little victories along the way.
Love that. And don't forget to share your gratitude with others.
Oh, yes.
It really does create that ripple effect of positivity.
It does.
It strengthens our bonds
Mhm.
and it brightens the world around us.
It really does.
Mm.
You know, something that really resonated with me from this deep dive was that idea that even challenges can be reframed with a gratitude lens.
Yeah.
It's not about ignoring the hardship.
Right.
It's about finding those lessons,
Mm-hmm.
finding those opportunities for growth,
Right.
and appreciating our own resilience.
Yeah.
You know, our ability to bounce back.
Yeah, I love that. So as we wrap up this deep dive into gratitude, I have one final question for our listeners.
Okay, I like it.
If you could send a thank you note to your past self, what would you say?
Oh, wow.
What experiences, what challenges, what people are you most grateful for? Take some time to really think about that and keep exploring the power of gratitude. We'll catch you on our next deep dive.